Have a Date with the Angel. Starring Betty White. Bill Williams as Gus Angel. Presented by Plymouth, star of The Forward Look, and the Plymouth Dealers of America.
The time, 10 months after Vicki and Gus Angel were married. The plot, the telephone's a wonderful invention. The characters, 4 wrong numbers.
Boy, Dad, you really ought to read this book. It'd give you some good ideas on how to run the store.
Yeah.
Good morning, Howard. Billy.
Hello, Miss Spear.
Oh, getting ready for the weekend, people, I see.
Yeah, there should be a few up this afternoon and tomorrow. Certainly is a nice day.
Lovely. The most fabulously unsanitary way of merchandising.
The city people like the village quaint, and there's nothing quainter than selling pickles out of a barrel and putting money in my quaint little cash register.
Oh, Dad, that idea about city people just completely flips me.
Well, if they think of us as hillbillies, why, they got to take the consequences.
Your father's right, Billy. I keep telling Mark Jr., you may be a big letterman and an honor student up here, but to the people from Los Angeles, you're just another hillbilly. Ooh, if I hear that word hillbilly again, I'm just going to... Oh, by the way, Mark tells me he's taking you to the dance Saturday night.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's good.
Hello, Mrs. Spangler.
Well, howdy, folks.
How are you, sir?
Well, about the same. Let's see, you were up here, 4 weekends past, wasn't it?
3.
Oh.
Mr. and Mrs. Angel, the Shady Rest Cabin?
Oh, now I place you. How's everything in San Bernardino?
Well, fine, I guess. We're from Los Angeles.
Oh, sure. Now I place you.
I'm going to want 2 dozen eggs.
2 dozen eggs.
And a couple of pounds of bacon.
Bacon.
And 6 quarts of milk.
6 quarts. The other 2 couple come up with you?
No, just our nephew.
Oh.
He's a teenager.
You better get 12 quarts. I have a teenager at home, and I know. I'm Margaret Spear from the other side of the lake.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Spear. This is my husband, Gus Angel.
Hello.
How do you do?
Oh, and this is my daughter, Billy, otherwise known as Know-It-All Spangler.
Oh, hi. And then I'm going to... Well, honey, look, pickles in brine. I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
Let's remember to get some. Willard! Cut it out, huh?
Our nephew's visiting us from Mississippi, and he's so excited about being up in the mountains. He says while he's up here, he's going to study to be a hillbilly. Is that so?
Anything else, Mrs. Angel?
Oh, some pancake mix.
Better make it 2.
Yeah.
And a pound of butter.
Butter.
And a pound of coffee.
Willard.
Boy, whoever invented this sure wasn't any Edison, but it worked. Look, Uncle Gus, when you pull the door here, it hits the bell. The only trouble is it does it on the way back, too.
Leave the door alone, huh?
Oh, sure. Sorry, Uncle Gus. Don't forget the milk, Aunt Vicki.
Don't worry, Mr. Spangler's rounding up the herd.
Boy, this place is sure a blast. Oh, hi.
Hi. I think that's about all, Mr. Spangler.
Oh, you mentioned pickles.
Hey, mister, all your fish are dead.
Come on, scoop. I'll take them in the jar, please.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, did you ever see so much junk? This is like a real hillbilly store. You know what this is, Aunt Vicki? A butter churn. And look at that fat old Rex standing over there. What's the matter? Well, I meant the pot-bellied stove, not that fat. Not that lady.
Never mind. Just never mind, Wheeler. Would you put that on the charge, please, Mr. Spangler?
Yes, of course.
I'm sure he didn't mean that you, well, you know how thoughtless teenagers are.
A lot depends on their upbringing, Mr. Angel. Howard, here's my list. Will you please send them over in the morning?
Yes, ma'am.
I just don't know what to say.
Well, honest, mister, I'm at the pot-bellied stove. Not that fat.
Forget it.
Oh, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Jensen. I'll be with you in a minute. Hey, they used to be city folks. Live here all the year round now. They like it up here.
We know him.
Do?
We were at a party at their house once.
Oh, honey, they wouldn't remember us.
Sure they will. I sold them quite a policy.
Hey, what are you whispering about?
Hello, Mr. Jansen.
Why, hello there. Look who's here.
Well, for heaven's sake. How have you been?
Well, fine. How about you?
Couldn't be better. That's a small world, isn't it?
It certainly is. Mr. Angel was just saying, he said, Vicki, he said, I'll bet you haven't seen the Jansens since their party last June. And I said, that's right. And I'll bet you haven't seen Mr. Jansen since you sold him that insurance policy. Gus?
And I'll bet I've told Paul 1,000 times we must have Gus and Vicki Angel up to the lodge. Haven't I, Paul?
Practically every day, Catherine.
This is our nephew, Wheeler.
Well, hi.
Oh, your nephew, huh? How old are you, Wheeler?
Well, I'm 16, sir.
Oh, how nice. Are you going to the welcome dance tomorrow night, Wheeler?
We haven't even heard about the dance. Wheeler hasn't even seen our cabinets yet.
Put 3 tickets in with their groceries, Mr. Spangler. Oh, you simply must come.
Well, that's very nice of you. We'd love to. I mean, you want to give your Uncle Gus a hand?
We gotta
That's very sweet.
Well,
That's nice
it's very nice to see you.
Bye. Bye.
By the way, where are you staying?
Oh, we're at 17 Ponderosa Road.
Fine.
See ya.
Yeah.
Again for the ticket.
Bye.
Bye.
Spangler.
Bye.
Oh, how are you?
How are you?
Well, here we are.
Boy, this place is as rusty as you said it was.
Rustic. Oh, I'm glad you like it up here, Will. We were a little afraid you might get bored.
Me? Why, this is the kind of junk I like. Did you ever stop to think that city living makes us a bunch of flabby misfits? Well, now take you and Uncle Gus.
Thanks a lot.
Well, you're doing something about it. You bought this place up here in the mountains so you wouldn't get any flabbier than you already are. I'm always saying something I don't mean.
We understand, Will. Say, did the Jansens strike you as acting a little peculiar?
Now that you mention it, yes.
That's a telephone.
I know, but it's broke. The numbers fell off.
That's a party line. You just tell the operator whoever you want.
Boy, these hillbillies up here are smarter than I thought. Down home, we have to dial.
Honey, I don't want to lecture you, but I do want you to understand something. Your Uncle Gus and I come up here every 3 or 4 weeks, and we just have to get along with the people who live up here all year round. So, in case you have to go to the store for something, would you try to think a little before you point at somebody and say, look at that fat old wreck over there?
I'm at the stove. Honest, Aunt Vicki.
I know you did, but well, you just don't think before you talk. See, your Uncle Gus and I believe that the permanent residents up here resent the weekenders a little bit. So we have to be real careful. After all, these people aren't Hicks or hillbillies. Okay, end of lecture.
I dig you, Aunt Vicki. You know, sometimes I get to thinking about me. And you're right. My tongue starts talking before my brain finds out what's going on. Uncle Gus, you shouldn't do that. Well, there's an old man down home with threw his back out lifting everything.
What a little morale booster he is.
Wheeler explained the whole thing to me, darling. His tongue just has a head start on his brain.
And Vicki, Your refrigerator ain't making any ice cubes.
It's a new invention, Will. It's called an ice box. You put ice in it and it keeps things cold.
Well, what of that? Down home, we have to plug them in. The transistors must be busted or something, Uncle Gus. I hear voices.
That's a party line, Wheeler, and we don't butt in on conversations.
I won't.
Wheeler, we have a delicate problem up here.
Well, I know, Uncle Gus. Aunt Vicki explained it to me. She says the Hicks up here don't like to be called hillbillies. And the next time I see two fat old wrecks standing side by side, I should make sure the one I point to is a stove.
That's not quite it, but you get the idea.
Maybe I ought to apologize to that lady, Uncle Gus. I could tell her that I was pointing at the stove, but she took up so much room. No, that
Why not something smooth, like,
Say something, Mrs. Spears, so I'll know which one of you to put the coal in.
who you been talking to?
nobody.
Thank goodness. Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
What are you thinking?
I was just wondering how smart it was to let Wheeler go down to the village for ice by himself.
Very smart. It was the only way I could get you to myself.
Probably the juvenile authorities.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, honey.
Oh, what a lovely place you have. Huh?
Yes.
Why, we just dropped by to see if you'd like to help us decorate the canoe club tomorrow afternoon for the dance. It's it's sort of a social privilege up here.
Well, I'd love to.
Get you in good with the natives.
It'd be fine.
Say, I'd like you to meet our daughter.
Oh.
Come in here, honey. Come in, Christine.
Nobody's going to bite you, Christine. This is Mr. and Mrs. Angel. Straighten up, dear.
We're very happy to meet you, Christine.
What do you say to Mrs. Angel?
Thank you.
Too bad Wheeler isn't here. He went down to the village.
Wheeler's their nephew, dear.
Won't you all sit down, for goodness sake?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, but we really can't stay.
Well, are we going to see you at the dance, too, Christine?
Well, she doesn't want to go because she doesn't have a date.
Why doesn't Wheeler take Christine?
Why, fine, sure. I don't know what his plans are.
What plans? Wheeler doesn't know anybody up here. He'll be happy to take Christine.
No. Oh, that just sounds wonderful. Now, I'll check with you later to find out the details. And, we really must go now. Straighten up, dear. What do you say to the Angels?
Nice to have met you. Nice meeting you, too, Christine. Thanks so much.
We'll see you tomorrow, then.
All right.
Nice to see you.
See you tomorrow afternoon. Oh, what those people are doing to that poor child. And, honey, I know you were more or less trapped into it, but I've learned we must never arrange dates for Wheeler.
Oh, he's a good-hearted kid. He won't mind.
I'm thinking of Christine. You probably point at that poor self-conscious little thing and tell her the kindergarten went that way.
Even Wheeler has more sense than that.
I bet.
Boy, this is what I call an ice cube. I told him down there, I said, you hillbillies are pretty smart packing ice and sawdust. They don't talk much, do they?
It depends on who's insulting him.
Who are the people in the big car we just left?
Well, those were friends of your Uncle Gus's. Did you get a good look at them?
Nope. Looked like a lady and a man, and a dog in the back seat.
Wheeler, we were wondering
wondering if you'd do us a favor.
Sure, Uncle Gus. Hey, guess what?
What?
I'm taking Billy Spangler to the dance.
Just introduce yourself around. Everybody's so friendly up here.
Hi.
Hello there. Hi, Mrs. Spear.
Hi. What's the matter with everybody? I haven't even broke anything yet.
Well, whatever it is, be as friendly as you can.
Oh, Mrs. Angel, how nice of you to come and help us. I'll get you a ladder and some pins and put you right to work. Let's see, I think I left the pins up on the table. Oh, I see you brought Willard. Christine's just dying to meet him.
Oh, Mrs. Jansen, I'm afraid Willard already made arrangements for tonight, and he won't be able to take Christine to the dance.
Well, hi. Look at that clunky girl over there, Vicki.
Mrs. Jansen has some work for us to do, Will. Why don't you get the pins? They're up on the table.
She must think she's little Bo Peep.
Will you just go get the pins, Wheeler?
Well, you're not looking at the right one, Aunt Vicki. They're in the...
Get the pins!
Combat boots. Oh, nice to see you again, Miss Jansen.
He just doesn't think. He's really a wonderful boy.
What a shame it doesn't show. Come along, Christine.
Please, Mrs. Jansen, don't be like that. Hello, Christine. Is there something I could do to help, Mrs. Spear?
No, thank you. Oh, on second thought, perhaps you'd like to do something about making it a little warmer in here. I'll keep talking so you'll know which stove to put the coal in.
Mrs. Spear, I was merely correcting my nephew, and even he wasn't being malicious.
Mrs. Angel, it appears that your nephew thinks he's taking my daughter to the dance.
Well, he invited her, and she accepted.
We hillbillies think that he had no right to ask her, knowing he already had a date with my son.
That's right.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't that up to her?
Here are the pins, Aunt Vicki. Oh, may I?
Oh, Wheeler, I understand Billy already had a date with another boy.
Yeah, but her and me and him don't care. But her pa acted kind of jerky about it. I think he's insecure.
Go get some more pins.
Oh, excuse me, sir. I thought you... Oh, boy.
Mrs. Spear, I can explain this whole thing that you... Mrs. Spear, I can explain this whole thing that you're talking about. You see, what happened, Wheeler had never...
Mrs. Angel, I don't know how much of this is deliberate.
Deliberate? You and your family seem to be going out of your way to make things uncomfortable for the people up here.
Oh, that's not true. We love it up here.
Well, you certainly have a strange way of showing it.
I should say you do. It just so happens I was listening on the party line and heard you insult the whole community.
No, I didn't.
And I assure you that never in my life have I been referred to as a pot-bellied stove.
And I don't know why you think you have the right to come up here and humiliate us. We live in the mountains, but we're not hillbillies.
And furthermore, your nephew is extremely rude. And when youngsters are rude, they've learned it from their elders. It rubs off.
And speaking for the whole village, if you don't like us, you can very well take your family and leave.
Excuse me.
It's quite obvious that you...
Well, I know it ain't polite to talk to grown-ups like I'm going to, but you ain't being polite to Aunt Vicki either. Her and Uncle Gus have been trying to tell me that you folks ain't hillbillies and that I should be careful what I say because it ain't polite to hurt nice people's feelings. And I thought Aunt Vicki was right about you folks until now. But nice folks don't hurt people. And there's two sides to every story. Well, anyway, bawl me out if you want to. But don't talk mean to Aunt Vicki, because I think she's a real lady.
Thank you, Wheeler. Now let's get out of here.
What happened then?
That's when the balloons went up.
And then I said a bunch of silly junk and we left.
Silly junk. Gus, he was one... Well, he gave him quite a blast.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Uncle Gus.
What a ridiculous mess this is.
He said he was sorry, Gus.
Listen, we're going to that dance.
We are.
You're darn right we are. No one's going to make my family hole up like squirrels in a tree.
Gee, Uncle Gus, you're a real crash.
We're going to that party and we're going to have a good time. Right, Wheeler?
Right. Right, Vicki? Right. I'll go change.
I want to hear one of them say just one word out of line, that's all. Good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's early, but we might as well get started. As you all know, this is our welcome dance. So, you all year-rounders, pick the partner you'd like to welcome to the village.
That's about it.
Welcome to the village, Mr. Angel.
Welcome to the village, Wheeler. Come on, let's blast off.
No, thanks. I can't. Here comes your father.
Mrs. Angel?
Mrs. Spangler, I'm sorry about what I said.
Oh, don't just stand there, boy. Go on and blast off. He's a nice kid.
They both are.
You know, that speech he made this afternoon wasn't a Gettysburg Address, but it sure made us stop and think. Welcome to the village. Thank you, Miss Angel. Thank you.
Oh, you were doing all right.
Certainly right.
Oh, that was fun. Gus, do you think we ought to get Wheeler to ask Christine for just one dance?
No, sweetheart, that's exactly what Jansen expects us to do. Client or no client, Wheeler dances with anybody he wants to.
Boy, is this a ball? I'm going to get some punch.
Wheeler. Gus.
You know, Wheeler is right. She does dress like a little Bo Peep.
Honey, we better get over there.
Boy, what a clunky thing to say. That thing couldn't possibly hold more than 2 gallons.
It can, too, because the opaqueness of the cut glass, it makes all kinds of optical illusions.
Well, maybe. What's your name?
Chris?
Mine's Wheeler. How come you wear those clunky clothes?
What's wrong with them?
Well, you look like Little Miss Muffet, and that's a tough if I ever saw one. Like we say down home, you can't tell a flamingo's got good looks until he comes out of the swamp.
Do I have good looks?
Well, sure. When your daddy's shirt and some blue jeans, you'd be a blast. Still say that thing don't hold more than 2 gallons.
Sure it does.
Welcome to the village, Mrs. Angel.
I just want to remind you there are only a few weeks left in Plymouth's Big Money Ahead contest. It closes midnight, January 26th. Go to your Plymouth dealer right away and get your official entry blank. You just may win yourself $500 a month for life.
Got a date with an angel, gonna meet her at 7. Got a date with an angel, and I'm on my way to heaven.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Plymouth dealer invites you to watch the Lawrence Welk program Top Tunes, and you tell it on this same network. Tom Kennedy speaking. Good night, everybody.